Hello students, this is Devangi Dalia. Today in this video I am going to cover the explanation of the lesson number 2, the sound of music. This lesson is divided into two parts. So here in this video I am going to explain part 1 only. Now let's first see the title of part 1, which is Eveline Glennie Listens to Sound Without Hearing It. Now reading the title we come to know that in this part 1 of the lesson we are going to know about a girl whose name is Eveline Glennie. And there is one wonderful thing about her is that she can listen to sound without hearing it. Now obviously when we read this we will wonder in our mind that how is it possible, how can a person listen to a sound without hearing it. So how she does it we'll get to know from this lesson. Now before we move on with the explanation of the lesson, let's read this. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. Now these lines are commented for her by someone, and he is saying that although God may have taken from her the sense of hearing, but still he has given her something extraordinary. That is, she can listen to sound without hearing them. So the particular person is trying to tell us that what we normal people hear, she cannot, but she can feel it. She feels those things far more deeply than any of us, and that is why she is able to express her music so beautifully. Because she is not listening to it and expressing it, she is feeling it and expressing it. That is why it is so beautiful. Now, further, read the following account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. So basically from these lines we come to know that this particular part is like a motivational or an inspirational story of Eveline Glennie, who is having a physical disability that she cannot hear, but still she moved on with her life and she made her life a success story. So this way we are getting a message from this particular lesson that even the person with physical disabilities, if they have determination, they can fulfill all their dreams in their life and they can achieve success as well. Now, this part 1 begins with a scene of an underground train platform where it is a rush hour and the crowds are jostling. Jostling means they are pushing each other roughly so that they can board onto the train. Now here a slight girl looking younger than her 17 years. Slight girl means small and thin girl, and she is looking younger than her 17 years. So basically this girl we are talking about is Eveline Glennie, and she is right now 17 years of age. Was nervous and yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. Now the train is about to approach. Now as and when the train is about to approach, the train is about to arrive, she is feeling the vibrations of it. And while she is feeling the vibrations of it, she is nervous as well as she is excited. Now why is she feeling these mixed emotions? Because she is leaving her native place and she is moving to somewhere else. She is boarding this train to move to London. Now basically this girl, Eveline Glennie, she is from Scotland. And why is she moving to London? Because she has got admission into this prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. She is going there so that she can make her career in music. Now, it was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Now basically it was going to be her first day in that particular Academy of Music. So obviously it was daunting, it was frightening, scary enough for any teenager. Teenager means here a person who is in his teenage, like she is 17 years of old, 17 years of age. So that is why she is in her teenage. She is a teenager and she is from Scottish farm, means she is from Scotland. Scotland is a country in Europe, and usually Scotland has more farms and countrysides than London. London in comparison to Scotland is a very fast urban area. So it is like a challenge for her that from a rural area she is moving to an urban area to a fast life, and how she'll be able to cope up with it. So that is one of the challenge. But other than the challenge that she is going to face of leaving her native town and moving to London, she is little bit nervous because she is leaving her native town, as well as she is excited because she is going to start a new journey of her life of becoming an aspiring musician. But she had to face one more bigger challenge, and that bigger challenge was that she was profoundly deaf. Means, yes, it is difficult for a person to leave his or her native town and move to another place. That is a small challenge. But what is her bigger challenge? That even after being deaf, she wants to become a musician. She wants to make her career in music. Profoundly deaf means she is completely, absolutely deaf. She cannot listen a single thing. But still, she wants to become a musician, and she is moving forward on that path. Further, Eveline Glanny's loss of hearing had been gradual. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Eveline was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glanny. Now here we are coming to know that Eveline Glanny was not deaf since birth. Okay, this loss of hearing of her happened gradually means in phases, slowly with period of time she lost her sense of hearing. Now her mother remembers one incident when she was of 8 years old, that she was waiting for her name to be called so that she can go on the stage and play piano, but when they called her name she didn't hear. At that time her mother realized that she didn't hear her name only, says Isabel Glanny. Here Isabel Glanny is the name of Eveline's mother. For quite a while, Eveline managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. Now, as her loss of hearing was in phases, okay, she did not lose it suddenly or immediately. It was happening slowly. So, in the beginning stage, she managed to conceal. Conceal means hide her loss of hearing from her friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. Now what happens? Now by the time she was 11 years of age, she was 11 years old, she almost lost her sense of hearing completely. And because of it, her marks were reducing, and the headmistress, that means the principal of the school, urged, means requested, her parents to take her to the specialist, to the doctor who is specialist in this checking of hearing and all. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. Now when the doctor checked her up, he came to the conclusion, he discovered that she has lost her sense of hearing because of the result of gradual nerve damage in her body. A particular nerve was damaging slowly, and because of that she is losing her sense of hearing. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. So doctors advised her parents that she should be given hearing aid. Hearing aid is an equipment which is given to deaf people so that they can hear up to certain extent, and that she should be sent to the school where deaf children studied. Everything suddenly looked black, says Eveline. Now suddenly she got this shocking news that she cannot hear anymore. So for her, her hopes, her dreams, everything were shattered. Suddenly her life became colorless. It looked black to her. But she didn't lose hope. She didn't give up. But Eveline was not going to give up. This line shows us that she was very positive. She was having a very positive mindset and outlook towards her life. She didn't give up. She determined in her mind that even though she got this shocking news that she would not be able to hear any longer, but still she would work hard and make her life a success story, become a musician and pursue and follow her dreams, whatever she wants to. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. So she was very much determined. She decided that she will lead a normal life only, although she cannot hear. She will work hard and she will follow her passion in music. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. So one day she saw that a girl is playing a xylophone. Here xylophone is a musical instrument with a row of wooden bars of different lengths, as you can see in the image. So when she saw her playing it, she also decided that she wanted to play it too. So when she went to that Royal Academy of Music, before she went to the Royal Academy of Music, her teachers, where she was going to learn musical instruments, they discouraged her. They discouraged her totally. But there was one teacher, one percussionist, Ron Forbes. Here percussionist means a person who plays the drum, the tabla, etc. Percussion means such musical instruments which you can play by hitting on them. So he was a famous percussionist, Ron Forbes. He saw that this girl, Evelyn Glennie, she was having potential to be a musician. So he started teaching her in different ways so that she can listen to music without even hearing it. He began by tuning two large drums to different notes. So what did he do? He took two big drums, and he set its tunes, both the drums tunes, to different notes. That means both the drums were producing different kinds of sounds. One drum was producing higher sounds and one drum was producing lower sounds. And then he advised to Evelyn that don't listen through your ears. He would say, try to sense it some other way. He told Evelyn to not listen to this music or this sounds through her ears. She should try to hear her some other way. And suddenly Evelyn realized that the music produced by those drums, she could feel them through the parts of her body. I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. She realized that the drum which was producing higher sounds, she could feel that sounds in the upper body from her waist. And the ones which were produced and the lower sounds which were produced by the other drum, you can feel it through the lower part of her body. So this way she discovered that she can listen to sounds from the different parts of her body. I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. So she learned that how she can open up her mind and her body, and how with the help of her body parts she can get familiar, or she can identify different sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. So the rest was her determination and her hard work, which lead to the rise in her career of music. So as now she discovered that how she can listen to music without hearing it, now the hurdle of her life was overcome. Now the problem of her life was solved. She did not need any sense of hearing to listen to the music or to feel those music or vibration. She had learned another way of doing it. And because of that, she was rising in her career. She never looked back from that point onward. She toured to the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. So then later on, after learning this thing, she never looked back. She even toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra. Youth here means young, and orchestra means a group of musicians. So with the group of musicians, she went and toured to the United Kingdom. Over there she played various concerts. She performed on various platforms. So by this time she was already 16 years of age, and she had decided to make music her life. So she had decided that she will make music only her career. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. So then she decided that now next what? So she thought that this Royal Academy of Music was a very popular and a big one in London. So she auditioned for it. Audition means giving a short performance so that the director could decide whether she was good enough. It is just like exams. In exam we give exams so that we can get to know how much good we are in that particular subject. Similarly, when a person wants to get qualified for a musical institution, then he or she has to give an audition in front of the director, a short performance, so that the director can decide whether the person is good enough for that or not. And her performance was extraordinary, and she scored very good marks that nobody in the history of that academy had scored. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances, and slowly, with her practice, instead of performing in groups, now she had started performing solo, means she started performing alone. Solo means giving single performances, alone performances. At the end of a 3-year course, now obviously we know that any course or any degree is for a particular period of time. So when she got selected, when she got admission in Royal Academy of Music, her course was for 3 years. So by the time the course came to an end, she had already captured, means won or achieved most of the top awards already. And for all this, Eveline won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. And though despite being at such a small age, she achieved so many things, but still from her nature she was not at all proudy. She did not show off her achievements. She always remained humble and grounded, and said that there are 2 things very much important to achieve success in life. First is, if you work hard and know where you are going. So first mantra is that you have to first of all work hard, and second mantra is that you should know what you want to achieve in your life. You should be aware of your goal or your aim, and once you are clear with it, you should work hard for it and you should move forward with it. And she got right to the top. So following these 2 mantras of her life, she went right to the top. She became the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. So she became the world's most sought after. Sought after means very much popular, in demand. Multi-percussionist means she could play various multiple instruments, and she had mastered over 1,000 instruments already, and she was having a very busy, hectic means very busy international schedule. That means she had to travel all over the world and she had to give her performances, concerts and all such things. It is intriguing to watch Eveline function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. So basically, our writer Deborah Colley, she is interviewing actually this Eveline Glennie, and she is letting us know all these things about her. So she said that it is intriguing. Intriguing means fascinating, very much mesmerizing, amazing to watch her perform on the stage. At the same time, it is very much curious also, because when people see her performing such flawlessly on the stage, they wonder that even after being deaf, how she is able to perform such nicely. So then further Deborah Colley says that in the 2-hour discussion with her, she's saying that Eveline Glennie never missed a single word. Although she couldn't hear, but through the lip movements of her, she did not miss a single word. But later she says that men with bushy beards give me trouble. She laughed. So funnily, Eveline Glennie tells her that, but men who are having bushy beards, long beards on their face, they causes her some trouble. Because of the bushy beard, she is not able to see the lip movements, and that is why she feels difficulty in understanding what they want to say. But she also adds that it is not only the lips that she watches, it's the whole face. She sees the expression as well as the eyes of the person sitting in front of her, and through the expressions and the eyes, she gets to know what the other person is trying to tell her. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lilt. So further Deborah tells us that she speaks very flawlessly, means without any mistake. Her speech is very flawless and has a Scottish lilt. Here lilt means way of speaking, accent. As she is from Scotland, her way of talking is having Scottish accent in it. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says. And further she adds that why her speech is flawless and clear, because she was able to hear till the age of 11 years. And that is why she had learned the language. But still it is a matter of question for others that although she must have learned her language till she was 11 years of age, but even after losing her sense of hearing, she managed to learn French and master in basic Japanese. So that much determined she was that she even learned 2 more different languages. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. So she is telling that if for music you ask her, music is her life. In all her body there is music. It pours in through every part of my body, means from each and every part of her body she can feel the sensation of music. Whenever she plays any kind of instrument or anything, that musical sounds tingles in the skin, means they provide her with certain kind of sensation in her body, in each and every part of her body, in her skin, in her cheekbones, even in her hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. Now, as we know that xylophone is played with the help of sticks. So when she plays it, the sound produced with the help of that sticks, they moves from the sticks to her fingertips, and she feels the vibration of sounds through her fingertips. By leaning against the drums, she can feel the resonances flowing into her body. So when she leans herself, when she takes the support of the drum and she plays it, she feels the echoes of that sound, or echoes of the sounds produced by the drums flowing into her body. And on a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs. So whenever she performs, she always performs on a wooden stage, wooden platform, wooden floor, and she removes her shoes. She always performs bare feet so that whatever she is playing, even the sounds produced from that can pass through her bare feet to her legs, to her all the parts of the body. Further, not surprisingly, Eveline delights her audiences. So it is no surprise, there is no doubt that with the way Eveline gives performances, it just delights her audiences, means her audiences loves her so much, they are very much happy with the way Eveline performs. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. So even after her such great performances in 1991, she was presented with the award also of the prestigious Soloist of the Year award of the Royal Philharmonic Society. Says master percussionist James Blades. Now you know that before the explanation of this lesson, we had read that before you read, and in that we have read the comments of a particular person about Eveline, that though God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. So these lines were commented for her by the master percussionist James Blades, who is already a very much popular known percussionist. James Blade, these were his comments for Eveline Glennie. Eveline confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Further, she confesses that she is something like a workaholic. Means she just like to work. She just want to work. Often harder than classical musicians. She says that she has to work hard because she is not like normal people. She has to work hard, even harder than the other classical musicians. But after that working hard, whatever reward she is getting, whatever results she is getting, they are enormous, means they are huge and they are very much big. Apart from the regular concerts, Eveline also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. So apart from the normal concerts that she does on stage for the people who gets happy from hearing her, she also does charity. Charity means she performs free concerts in prisons and even hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. She prioritize to teach young musicians just like her who are deaf or who are aspiring musicians who wants to make their career in music. She gives priority to them and she take their classes, she teaches them. Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. So Anne Richlin, one of the member of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children, she says that she comments for Evelyn Glennie that she is like a shining inspiration for deaf children. She is an example, a role model, an ideal for deaf children. When these deaf children see her, they also feel that there is no place that they cannot go, or there is nothing that they cannot achieve. If Evelyn can achieve, then they can also achieve it too. Further, Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. Means whatever Evelyn has achieved at her age, even most of the people who are double her age could not achieve. She has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has even set an example. Usually in orchestral performances, in group performances, the instruments of percussion like drum, tabla, they are always kept at the back place or in the side place. But when she is playing such instruments, she is keeping these instruments in front of the audience while playing it, and she is demonstrating it that these instruments are also very much moving. When it produces sounds, they really touch our hearts, they move our heart. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped. She is like a role model. She is an example for those people who are having physical disabilities, who are handicapped. People who look to her and say, and those handicapped people, those disabled peoples look to her and say that if she can do it, then they can also do it. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. So not only she is an example, she is a role model for the disabled people, but also with her performances, she has given enormous pleasure to millions of people. She has given so much smile, so much happiness to all the people who would have heard her. So here, first part of the lesson ends. I hope you all are clear with the explanation of the lesson. Further, I will send the PDF of glossary along with the video of the explanation, which you have to write it in your notebook. Now here I am discussing with you the question answers related to the first part, and you have to write that also in your notebook. First question: how old was Evelyn when she went to the Royal Academy of Music? So when she went to the Royal Academy of Music, she was 17 years of age. She was 17 years old. Second, when was her deafness first noticed? When was it confirmed? So we have seen in the lesson that her deafness was first noticed when she was 8 years old. When she was about to play piano, she was waiting for her turn to be called, and when the person called her name, she wasn't able to hear it. And when was it confirmed? When she got 11 years of old and her marks reduced. She was not able to perform better in academics. Her headmistress told her parents to take her to the specialist, and when they went to the specialist and doctor checked her up, he confirmed that she had completely lost her sense of hearing because of the gradual nerve damage in her body. Next, answer each of these questions in a short paragraph, 30 to 40 words. Who helped her to continue with music? Ron Forbes, who was also a famous percussionist, he helped her to continue with music because he taught her to listen to the sounds of the music through the parts of her body. What did he do and say? What did he do? He took 2 drums and he set the tunes of those drums into different notes such that they would produce 2 different sounds. And he told Evelyn to listen to the music not through her ears but through some other way. And this is when she realized that she can feel the music, she can feel the sounds and vibrations to the different parts of her body. Second, name the various places and causes for which Evelyn performs. Now usually she had taken tour to the UK, as well as she is also internationally playing concerts all over the world, but she is also doing charity. She is also performing in the prisons as well as hospitals. for free. Next, how does Eveline hear music? Now this particular answer is to be written in detail. So here you can write down all the things from the starting, how she learned to feel the music through different parts of her body, and then later on what kind of instrument she played and how she was able to listen to them through different parts of her body, like xylophone with the sticks. So from the fingertips she was able to hear. Then she always performed on the wooden floor barefoot, so that even through her barefoot she can get familiar and identify the sounds through her legs and the other parts of the body. So there are various instances already given in the lesson of how she was able to hear music that you have to elaborate and write in detail for this answer. I hope you all are clear with the lesson. Any doubt, you can WhatsApp or call me personally. Please complete the glossary as well as the question answers in your notebook, which are given with the video, as well as the glossary will be given in the PDF, and question answers I have discussed in the video. So please complete that thing in the notebook.